like this. Broken world.
Alright, so we're gonna take a quick pre at life.
The enemy's trying to deceive us.
Courtesy of Red Fox.
We need the gospel.
And we're going to bring in the secret ingredient.
Like this.
I'm Bones Joe, this is Saturday Stew. For those of you who don't know what pre-life is, it's a look at life through the eyes of Red Fox. Catch this.
Yes, my people. Check out I Red Fox on Reggae Global Radio every Saturday at 8 p.m. with Kev Stew, where I'll give you a pre-life. Brand new. Good for you. Kick it like a ball if you don't say a dance all. You hear that? When I say I'm full, more than a cup full. Make it spill, overfill, level. Which one born? Good to be here. Earth is beyond every season of year. My father in charge and rule everywhere. All in my favor, my heavens them clear. Life how we live, it don't come with a spear. Treat myself better than a billionaire. No smoke cigarette cause my lungs too dear. What's sweeter than your breath? Nothing to compare. No job or no house or no car where you steer. No jewelry, no shoes or no clothes where you wear. Can never come close, cause life can't repair. That's why me drink tonic and not two drink beer. Man I no bionic, don't take your heart beer. Keep your liver cleaner than your nice chandelier. Your heart is a giver, one big love affair. Your blood is like a river, so keep the stream clear. Your kidneys, your bladder, them do them fear cheer. All work together, keep well, take care. Life is priceless, there's no souvenir. Total niceness, some Satan fear. Hagwala in a mud, birds fly in a ear. Some people drink good while some have nightmare. Some people live simply, some plague with fear. Stifle themselves till them breath disappear. If you know what life worth, you'll get yours here. Just like the bees, just like the beer, just like the fox, just like the deer, just like the grass where you grow everywhere. Man richer than all these things, you hear? Man richer than all these things, you hear? Man richer than all these things, you hear? Man richer than all these things. Real life, have fun, more than a cup full. Stay blessed.
Yeah man, stay blessed. Because you know you're too blessed to be stressed. And if you're not too blessed, you have to go get blessed. Understand this, you know. If you don't believe that you're blessed, you are. And nobody can really come up against you unless you allow them to. Because no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
A failure's nothing but a trial to your destiny. Just keep on pushing and one day you fulfill.
This is my Chyna Nicole.
Haters know.
Track is called No Weapon.
Against you. Okay. When people try to friend you just back cause I'm trying to befriend you. Don't let them abuse you and use you. Don't get close to you. Don't let them see you worry at all. Don't let them see you cry. I want to run dry. Keep smiling, stand tall. Failure's nothing but a trial to your destiny. Just keep on pushing and one day you fulfill your dreams. Tell them haters no weapons formed against you. No weapons shall prosper against you. Don't give up and you will go through.
Hey, secret ingredient, take off your mute for me now, please.
You don't even have to take no chat from nobody. Nobody don't mean the people, they cannot be like you.
Gotcha.
You don't even have to sell yourself for diamonds and money ain't worth it. Just focus on your goals. A failure's nothing but a trial to your destiny.
So I want to say thank you to my sponsors. I have a couple of sponsors that give me them love each and every Saturday right here for the Saturday Stew. I want to I say thank you to Matt Neil Trucking. With Matt Neil Trucking, you're in good hands. They're licensed and insured movers. Give them a call, 954-406-9740. You want to move from here to there? Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you and you want them help. Boy, my thing's not cooperating with me tonight at all. Big up Reggae Global Entertainment. Much love to you. Thank you to Chioli. Changing your lifestyle will change your life. Chioli Fitness, personal training that comes to you. Yeah man, my personal trainer is the same as massage therapist. Althea Issues, a personal trainer certified, coming to you. 954-655-9000. Give her a call. Set up your personal training. Alright. Without further ado, and without much more multitasking, those of you on Facebook Live, listen. I don't want to get too comfortable. Use the link that is pinned in the comment section. Come on over, Reggae Global Radio. Jump into the chat. Take off your shoes, get comfortable. You want to know who the secret ingredient is? Come over to find out. Yep, that's what we're doing. So, Facebook Live doses to you. Alright, so everybody here, wanna know what time it is, right? Time for the secret ingredient. One that I can say, this song right here. Boy, if there's nothing that they can stand up and say, they can pretty much stand up and say this. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, hailing out of, boy, a place that I wouldn't really want to be right now. I hear it's chilly up there. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, Chyna Nicole. Hey Chyna, how you doing?
No weapons can prosper against you. I'm well. What's up, Kevin Stew?
Boy, you know, I'm good. I can't complain one bit. Not a bit of it. Today I had a great day. Took my son out to celebrate his 16th Earth date. We had lunch together. He drove the car. Listen, it was just an awesome day. I just got done with a Zoom meeting, as you know about, and just got done. We went over, we were talking, sharing information and such. But this is not about that. This is all about you at this moment as the secret ingredient right here on the Saturday Stew on Reggae Global Radio, and especially on Island Worldwide tonight. Much love to the Island Worldwide family. So,
happy birthday, or happy Earth Strong to your son.
Yes, thank you.
Nothing like it, spending time with your loved ones.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here on Reggae Global Radio and also Island Worldwide and everyone else watching. Pleasure.
So, Chyna, let's jump right into it, because you've been in this business for a little while. But I think there are some people that are not really familiar with Chyna Nicole. So, give us a little overview. Who is Chyna Nicole?
Chyna Nicole is what you see is what you get. I was born here in New York and of Jamaican parents, and I like to fuse both the genres R&B, hip hop, and of course reggae and pop. I like to fuse those genres. It's part of who I am, and playing all kinds of music in the household growing up. And like I say, what you see is what you get. And I have been in the business for a long time, but it wasn't always consistent. My first record was in 94. So I'm dating myself now. 94. My father had a label called Lickle C Label. out of Waterhouse, and it was distributed by Dynamic Sound. My phone is going crazy because they see I'm on your show, so I'm going to put it on silent. Yeah, I had some singles, and I'm happy to say that I was a part of that vinyl era, like before it went away. I know it's coming back, but I'm happy that I kind of got that end of that tail and during that time frame, so I could say yes, I was on vinyl. I had a stamper, and I had all of that stuff, all the stuff that original people from Yard say. Yeah, I say I was a part of that too.
There you go.
And,
there you go.
Yeah, that's very special to me to say I was a part of that era, and not just the digital age, because I had to learn the hard way, to sing straight through, no mistakes. If I make a mistake, the tape will roll back, and Firehouse Crew says start from scratch. And my father, and it was not a game. So even though I didn't have a lot of experiences on stage per se, like many tours, I do have experience on stage now. But in terms of some artists started on stage, I kind of started in studio. That was where I started a lot. So here I am 3 albums later, and singles, and I do have an educational career, obviously, because it wasn't consistent in music. Education drew me. I took education classes at Howard University. My major was radio, TV, film, and I guess I'm an embodiment of music, the arts, education. It's this one big, beautiful bubble that I can kind of share with students and fans alike. Nice.
So you actually teach this stuff?
I don't teach music. I help teachers teach how to teach and how to look at social emotional wellness for children.
Okay.
And curriculum. So I do some of that. Right now I'm also doing school improvement, just helping the climate in the school just be warm and inviting with a lot of fun activities and that kind of thing for students. And I mean, it gets a little more complicated, but in a nutshell, just helping students come to school and feel like it's a school and be alive in school and bring a lot of wealth of activities and structure and positivity in the school through social emotional wellness and hopefully eventually the arts, because I've done a lot of that in my previous roles. So that's what I'm doing now, as well as recording and writing.
So how do you find merging the two?
When you are an educator, people will not look at you as a serious educator if you are an entertainer. I don't know why, but that's like a stigma. So, but I am only going to be me, and that's who I am. I spend a lot of time in education, a lot of money in education, and I'm vested in education, and I believe in meeting the needs of students and not doing it only the traditional way. So that's just who I am. But so I find it's that I have to. I'm learning to create that balance. It took a long time for me to do that. But musically, it's what you see is what you get. I have a lot of videos out there now and songs out there. So it took some time to learn how to balance, but I've done that because now I can say, okay, I can focus on education and music when I get that inspiration to do music, because I have a lot of work out there, and the work is it's kind of like a tree that just grows. So now the seed has been planted.
If there's one thing that never ends, it is work. I remember being told that when I first started out in the work world back in the 90s in Jamaica. Now, for those listening in and want to drop a line and say, boy, Chyna, thank you for chatting with us, thank you for your music, thank you for helping to nurture young minds, you can do that. Let me give you the opportunity. 773-789-STEW. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram. 773-789-7839. But of course, if you call, you get to talk with Chyna directly. All right, so the number is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Those of you watching on Reggae Global Radio, yeah, you can watch on reggaeglobalradio.com because there's a video part of it. Yeah, there's Reggae Global TV. So don't get it twisted. We're not simple around here, all right? So, Chyna, have you ever found where you're performing, doing your craft, and you hear someone out of the left far side down by the stage staircase going, but that's my teacher?
I'm not teaching in the classroom anymore, but I will tell you, not necessarily that, but I will tell you, I remember one school I worked at, kids, they Google you, they Google your name, and then you find out. But what I do is when they do find out, I said, yeah, just like some educators enjoy crew or ballet, or, it's no different. The reggae genre, it's people who don't or are not culturally competent. They may have their stigmas, but I'm trying to break that barrier because every culture should be honored and celebrated and valued. And I'm the one, even though Jamaicans may look at me, oh, she's a Yankee or whatever, Americans look at me like I'm Jamaican. So, I just embody whatever they want to, I'm telling you. So what I do is I created chorus in one of the schools, and we performed, and it was phenomenal at some of the honor roll assemblies. And so again, even though they may, in that role, I was the principal, so they may see me as that, that educational figure, if you will. But then I said, she's also meeting my needs because I want to sing and I want to write songs and I'm an artsy kind of person. And so I was able to do that for children who had beautiful voices and wanted to get some of that energy out and didn't have an outlet per se. And so when I got the go-ahead from the CEO of that school to do to create a chorus at the school, it was just phenomenal. It truly was. And we did that and we performed and it was awesome. So I love that kind of stuff. I do. It's a part of me. I can't just be only an entertainer, singer on stage and not have a connection to the next generation.
Do you find that connection, that longing to nurture the minds of the young, do you find that it comes out in your music? Is it one of those things that pretty much drives you in the creation of your music then?
I would say some songs, not all the songs, because it's like you may have many facets of Kevin Stew.
Yes.
Your different moods, different energy. So some songs like Butterflies, we were painting in the classroom, and I said, this is so beautiful. And then I started thinking about love, and then it went on a different place, but it may start here, So that was that was actually inspired by children, but then I made it into a love song, into a relationship. So
nice.
But Supernatural also, in my newest song, I was inspired by students thinking about anxiety and depression and, just digging deep inside yourself and say, I'm supernatural no matter what you go through. So some songs, yes, are inspired by students. I mean, there's others that are inspired by other life experiences.
Got you. What would you say would have been your most challenging thing to deal with balancing your professional life in the corporate world and your entertainment life in conjunction with? Sorry,
I'm glad you asked that question, because when I look at people who I look up to, like Felicia Rashad, her sister Debbie Allen, and Carrie Belafonte, and Lena Horne. I mean, so many people who are revered as wonderful people and figures and intellects, and use the art and to inspire. That's what drives me. So even though I may have challenges along the way where people try to either belittle your intelligence or take your ideas or whatever it is they do to make you feel lesser than what you know you are. You know, I humbly I may just accept it in that moment, not the belittling, but just be humbling myself not to maybe be, you know, outspoken in that moment, because I see the bigger picture.
Right.
And that bigger picture is to strive to be those people who I mentioned, you know, and they may see art as, oh, it's just, remember, back in the day, black people were used to just sing and dance and entertain, and they didn't really find any substance behind it. But we were intelligent all along. You know, even though we were entertaining, we were innovating and creating, which is the highest level of intelligence. So, and I remember there was one historical moment where the whites were in blackface, white people were in blackface, and they were trying to clowning black people. And so the blacks at one point dressed up in, you know, what Europeans used to dress up in, suits and ties, and made a whole, you know, thing about them, you know, to say, listen, don't mock our culture, don't mock us, because we're singing and dancing and trying to make a living, we're good at it. You know, respect who we are. So I bring that up to say that there are challenges to balance the two, definitely. Because one side may say, oh, you're not serious about one side, another side. But again, if you are true to who you are, then you are going to use those art forms to inspire people, just like those people I mentioned. They were able to use art as their staple and then go ahead and make change in the world. So I'm going to continue to do what I do in my lane, because nobody could be me.
That's right.
Nobody could be you.
Definitely not. What drives you the most?
Oh, Kevin, you're getting deep now. What drives me? I'm just in tune, just moments in life. Moments in life, definitely students and my son. Definitely, you know, my husband, my mom, you know, people who I love, they definitely drive me, but just nature drives me. The moments drive me. You know, I'm an Aquarian, so everybody who's an Aquarian, we're very intuitive. We're people who are just, you know, we don't want a lot, but we want a lot. In so many words, you know. And that's what inspires me, and definitely music. I know I listen to all kinds of music, but when I think about people who have passed and their legacy they left behind, and listen to those songs, and like, wow, what were they going through in those moments, and and the expressions that they've left in the music to help get through moments. I listen to, like, even Adele's song "Easy," and I know she's gone through that, and she's just, you know, I know she's not really new. She's been singing a very long time, but I mean, in terms of, you know, comparing her to someone else, maybe like a Stevie Wonder or somebody,
right.
for lack of, yeah. So I listened to her and I was like, wow, she's just so incredible. And what is she going through? That, you know, when she's singing these songs to inspire, you know, or those her lyrics? I'm not sure if she wrote that song, but you can tell the expression and how she's singing it, that she has some connection to that lyric. So those are the things that inspires me. A lot of things.
Okay. And I like how you put your son in there.
Yes. Shout out to Nico, HU.
Yeah, Nico Star.
HU is Howard University. I just gotta say, HU is Howard University. That's where he is. So, and I'm also an alumnus from Howard University.
Yeah.
So I have to also big up everybody from Howard University and any HBCU.
So you decided to pass on the music thing down the line, or he just picked it up along the way? Did you find yourself saying, "Come, son, you know, come learn this"?
He was musically inclined. He plays 3 instruments, and he actually recorded. Gary Sutherland taught him how to record me in the studio. He's musically inclined. He has beats, but that's not his. He loves music, but that's not his passion. He's an architect. That's his thing.
Got you. So, so he will build you that dynamic studio that stands out and ends up becoming a monument in a few years, right?
Baby.
Let's speak it into being. Let's just go ahead and speak it into being. Much love. Big up Gary. Because this guy here, much love. That kind of support system is important in anything. And you mentioned him being there, and that the way you mention him comes across to me like, boy, here is a big supporter and a big support. Is that the Gary that I am hearing? Because I personally, I just love Gary, much love.
The feel is mutual, I'm sure. Gary Sutherland is definitely an amazing human being. Shout out to all of his beautiful children. I don't get chances to say it enough. Shout out to Aubin and Nadisha and all of his children who are beautiful and doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Gary teaches a lot of people actually about engineering, not just my son, whenever my son is around, because he's doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he teaches a lot of people about engineering. He's very giving that way. And much props to Mr. Gary Sutherland, Top Long alumnus.
Now, this music industry for you, Chyna, it doesn't just stop with actually being an artist. You've been in the business doing other things. Take us a little bit through that.
Yeah, I think naturally, because I am an educator, I wanted to also help. Educators, they like to help. And and some of the artists didn't really need help. They just probably just wanted some highlight or needed highlighting. And I thought about putting out a female album, which we did do, and it did fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
It won a Global Music Award. I'm very excited about that, and honored that we were, we got that award. And that was called Queens in the Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And the track was actually composed by Mark Clark, which is Gary Sutherland's best friend. And Gary Sutherland mixed and mastered the entire project, took it like it was his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very blessed to, have him listen to my ear in music and artists that I selected, and just roll with it. And I put the album out under my label, Nicole Star Music. And yeah, it did really well. So that's one thing I've done. So I produced an album with all other females, highlighting other women who I really do believe that the album helped some of them in their journey.
Yes.
And I've also helped co-direct videos. I am a creative person, so I just like to, any way I can, offer some innovation or creativity that is accepted. I will do so.
No,
I mean, because I'm saying I did go to Howard University and I did take up radio, TV, film. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
But it works, because when you think about it, then you say, well, all right. Okay, yeah, my son just did this weird kung fu thing, and I had to let it know who was master. All right. So when you look at someone like yourself, you don't find a lot of artists saying, well, I went to college, I went to this university, and I have completed my course, and I have a degree in this or that or the other, but I just love music, so I use this in my music, and I do this over here, and I do this over here. You don't find a lot of them doing that. And
I mentioned Howard because I'm very proud of its graduates and what it stands for, and my son is a current student at Howard University.
Mm-hmm.
So I know sometimes I mention Howard and sometimes not. But I am very proud of that accomplishment.
Right.
But it was what you do with that. It's, you don't have to go to college, and I say that. Yes, I'm a believer that children should go to college, students should go to college, but there are very successful people who have not gone to college.
Right.
And so it's really what you do with the knowledge that you obtain, and how you impact and make change. That's really where it is. That's the key. I don't want you to think that, because,
No, I'm just.
she was. Okay.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, I'm a believer in independence and entrepreneurship and innovation. Definitely.
You mentioned your father being in the music industry from back in Jamaica. Would you thought of not doing music at any point? Did you think of not doing it, or would you?
If you ask him, he tells me and people that ask about Chyna Nicole that I took up singing when I was like 1 and 2 years old. He would tell people that I used to take the curtain string and just start singing. So the music chose me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a part of who I am.
Yeah.
At a young age. So my father's influence and my mother's influence definitely helped shape my artistry. Absolutely. And living in Jamaica, that was one of the heights of my career, living there and experiencing Jamaica in its raw form, in the ghetto. And I loved it because I didn't come from that. I came from, I was privileged, and I'm not saying people in the ghetto are not privileged, because I believe they are in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it was just my raw. It was just really raw. I was there in the trenches, and the people treated me very well. The happy vibe. They greeted me nice. It was just a beautiful time in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it was. It wasn't what it is now, from my understanding, like a lot of violence. And even though there was violence then, but not like it is now. And it was just, I'm telling you, to have my son go to St. Hugh's Prep and to pick him up and take the bus and walk in the fields and get back on the bus with my son, and then go uptown to my apartment. I lived in the ghetto for a little bit, but then I moved uptown.
Yeah.
And was able to mix and mingle and just enjoy nature and enjoy the heritage and feel the spirit of my ancestors. It was just incredible. And that's why I love Jamaica so much, my second home.
But in Jamaica, you also got into broadcasting.
Yes.
So
yeah, I went there to do an album, and then an opportunity arose for me to do an audition. And I nailed it. Judith Bodley, Judith.
Yeah.
And Preston Humphrey and Froy, they hired me on the spot. And then I had a job, and I was like, Mom, I don't think I'm coming back to New York. I want to stay here. So that's what I did. And so did my son.
Well, if you get the calling and you can answer, you may as well answer, right?
Yeah, so I was able to experience live broadcasts to millions of people, and also record and sing at the same time, and work with some legendary people and meet legendary people. It was it was just fascinating. And again, that's a part of who I am. So when I work in schools and want to make change locally, because I feel like, some people, they start locally and then they branch out. I did it the other way. I feel like I did it, invertedly. I started kind of broad, and now I want to make change in the school. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I was like, I want this. This is what I want. This is who I am. I want to be a principal of an art school, or, or a director or something to help bring in programs and to bring students' work to life and just help them in this horrible time of the pandemic get back to, or even not even get back to, but just bring in some new ideas for them to meet them where they are right now. And that's where the social emotional work comes in, and help them to get that up again. I feel like a lot of that inspiration is somehow lost with some of this. I think a lot of them are just lost and not really seeing that there is an end. And maybe it's because of their age, the age group too.
Mm.
But I feel like when I say end, meaning like where they can go, like,
Right.
you know, that end goal, like, you know, so I like helping them figure that out. And so I'm really happy. I'm loving what I'm doing. But I do want to, yes, I'm still going to write songs. I'm still going to put out music. That's just who I am.
Mhm.
But I would love to have students also, you know, aspire or help them with their aspirations rather.
So would you want to be at an arts school, or you want to be at a school and introduce the arts to the students there?
Well, I think naturally it doesn't matter. I would love to develop a school in the arts, but if that opportunity doesn't happen, that's fine, because whatever the school needs, I'm there to help it. And then it's going to incorporate arts in some way, because there is music in the school, there is art in the school, you know.
Right.
There's other ways, there's literature in the school. So I think that's just going to happen anyway, maybe even if it's not where my mind is, you know, but it's going to happen anyway in some form, you know, with the students, and just helping them navigate through all of that, those standardized testing and all those tests that they feel like, oh, I don't want to take that. This is, you know, meaningless, and this is boring. I don't see where this is going, you know, and I want to help them understand that, you know, this is a part of something that you may use later on. And the things you really want to do, like they want to listen to, what's his name? Post Malone, you know, they want to listen to, you know, so just helping them navigate through their anxiety and their fears and their frustrations, and along the way. I think that's very important work. And yes, Chyna Nicole is a singer, songwriter, broadcast entertainer, but I'm also an educator, and you know, educators may not think that the work they may not think the capability or my abilities or my experiences matches theirs, but I know that the value of my experiences, because I have been in.
I see that passion in you. I hear that passion coming out when you talk about the children, when you talk about education. I hear that passion coming out. And I it's obvious that you love music. And seeing that you're given the opportunity, you are managing to blend them quite well, because when the work that you put in with the Palace project, it shows up there.
Hi, Ruler Brown. I haven't spoken to him in like, I don't know, a year or two.
So you did some work with the Peace and Love Academic Scholarship. So there's that, and the project with the women, Queens in the Arena. That's a big deal, giving female artists in the industry that album for themselves to just showcase. But you've also stepped up and are a part of the Grammy. How does that go? How does that go?
You are following me.
Talk
I was
to
like,
me.
what is he going to say?
Well, Chyna, you know, I know a thing or two about you. Come on now. We've been associates for a while. So tell us a little bit about that. As because at the top of the hour, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to say, you're going to tell everybody how to get in touch with you, your social media and such, just before the top of the hour. But real quickly, how did you get involved with the Grammy people?
Well, I have to give all praises and glory to Earl Holder, because way back when, 2013, that's almost 10 years ago, even though my family had connections with him, he saw talent and he wanted to help. But he was already a part of the Grammy organization. And he mastered my album from 2013 and just, brought me on another level and just educated me about the Grammy and the process and how it would be befitting for me to be a part of this prestigious organization. And of course, it was my dream. So after a couple of albums, I became a member, and I've always been a part of whatever's happening. I try to stay, whatever I can be a part of, I try to be a part of. And so when I got the invitation to be a mentor to students who are a part of Grammy University. It's called Grammy U. And these are aspiring musicians. They're in school, most of them, and they are talented. And that's the new wave of talent, right? And we're talking about all genres. And they pair you with mentees, and you don't know who you're going to get. So you fill out your application, you send it in. They say, yes, we like you. We're going to pair you. You don't know who you're going to be paired with.
Right.
And then they send you who you're going to be paired with. And then you have to commit to a couple of sessions. And these are focus sessions with your mentee. And I had a mentee named Chloe, who's phenomenal, who plays bass, she plays piano, she records herself, she plays guitar. She's way more talented than I. And I was able to help her believe it or not, I was able to help her construct her song, telling her where the chorus should go and what to do to make it stand out a little more. And I was just blown away when the ending of our session and what she came up with and how much she's grown. And I was like, wow, just that little impact, that was it was just, that's what I do anyway with kids. So it was perfect, even though this is a college student. So I'm very happy that Grammy has decided to make this initiative. That's just my little part. I think that's awesome that they're doing this too in their umbrella of all the other things that the Grammy organization is doing.
Well, congratulations
Why are you
to you.
smiling like that, Kevin?
No, I'm proud of you. I just want to know, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's a big deal, and it puts you in a position to make a difference, to really make a difference. You strive to make a difference at the ground level, working with children, and we see where you're passionate about that. We see you're trying to make a difference with some of your music. Well, with your music on a whole, your production of your music, giving platforms for artists. There's that work that you're involved with. And to get to the point where the much revered Grammy Association, you've managed to become a part of that, where you get to have influence. That's a big deal. So for those that...
Thank you. I think it was a little something.
No. It's a big little something, if you want to put it that way. So for those that want to get to know Chyna Nicole a little bit more, where can they go? How can they find you? How can they reach out to you? How can they get your material?
Sure. So when you go to Apple, you will see Chyna Nicole. You type in CHYNA NICOLE, and you'll see all my albums. At 3 albums so far and some singles. You'll be able to stream them and listen to what song you like. I think there's about a little over 70 songs there. And working our way, we have my latest single, Supernatural, that was just released ending of last year, 2021. And I'm very excited about a new song coming out, which Louis Culture actually is really the person who wrote he gets credit for some of the writing in the song because it's not all original. So I've used some of his stuff and blended it with my lyrics. And Gary Sutherland is putting out this amazing album. I'm not going to say everybody on it, but I am going to tell you I'm on it, and Mikey General's on it, and Anthony Cruz is on it.
Yes.
And Mikey Melody's on it, Bad Song, some new artists, and I think I'm gonna hold it there. Imagine trust me, some nice artists on this album, and I'm not gonna say who's gonna distribute it yet, but I will say it's very exciting, and I didn't say it's another artist, and I'm not gonna hold that one. And my song is on there. It's called Love the Vibes.
Nice.
So if you bring out Louis Culture's song and listen to a song, Love the Vibes, and you play my song, you're going to hear his influence in my song. Because again, I'm also very much reggae. So, we're looking forward to that project. So congratulations to Gary Sutherland. Noel Alfonso is a composer who created a massive composition for this various artists album that Gary Sutherland will be putting out. So that's up to date. But yes, you can find me on Google and iTunes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of the social media.
Well, Chyna, welcome to the Reggae Global family.
Thank you. I know Mr. Ed Robinson very well. I worked with him very well.
Yep. And so it is the other part of the family, the ones over in Europe and Africa and Italy, the ones out of the Caribbean, those members of the family.
Your fans, listeners.
Yeah.
Hello, listeners.
Yeah, to them. On behalf of them, I say welcome to the family. We're going to take a quick break. We're up to the top of the hour right now. When we come back, I'm going to be bouncing through some Chyna Nicole tunes. So, Chyna, Island Worldwide, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this moment with you. And we're going to take a break. And when I come back, I'm bouncing through some Chyna Nicole tunes. So, Chyna, thank you. Much appreciated, loved. Do log on, jump into the chat room and interact with the people, yeah?
I will. And big up to Island Worldwide, Massive and crew, and all our listeners, our dedicated listeners.
Yes.
In Germany, Finland, and UK. Thank you, Reggae Global Radio.
And I thank you. And I thank you personally and Island Worldwide crew for having me be a part of the family.
Of course. God bless. Love.
Much love. Take care. In fact, I'm going to bounce in as we go through the commercial break. Those that are watching on the video side get to hear a little music, so I'll just bounce through this tune. I kind of like this one of your more recent tunes, Naya and Bingy.
All right, thank you.
Later, Chyna.